Hi, and welcome to 9 IST, Data Handling, Lesson 5, Data Compression and Data Security. Here are the dot points, pause if you'd like to read them. So data compression is when you take large files and make them take up less space, and there are a number of ways to do this. There are two main types of compression, however. Lossy is where the file is made smaller by removing detail, and this form is irreversible. Audio files can be compressed by removing data from frequencies that cannot be heard by the human ear. And this is a good method of compressing because you probably won't miss a whole lot of things. However, audio, video, and image files can also be compressed through making the resolution smaller, using a smaller sample rate, or reducing the number of colors or channels used. And all of these result in data being lost and in a file that cannot be returned to its original state. However, a large reduction in size can be made. Lossless is slightly different. So through clever algorithms, you can actually compress some types of files without losing the original detail. And these forms are reversible, so no data has been lost. Typically, these cannot make a file that are as small as lossy. However, the file is the same quality as the original version. So basically, you have a trade-off between quality and size. Data security is a really important issue when considering data storage. Obviously, you want your data to be secure so that you can access it and you know it's going to be okay. And there's a number of issues that we can include, such as unauthorized access. So things like hacking, stealing passwords and using those, etc. These are common issues relating to unauthorized access. You don't want people accessing your data who don't have permission to do it. Data theft. You don't want people stealing your data. They can then sell that to other companies and do things with it there. Physical theft. So someone actually stealing your computer equipment and then accessing the data on that. Vandalism. People intentionally destroying computer equipment and hence the data inside as well, potentially. Viruses and malware. So either accidentally or intentionally installing viruses or other malware such as adware or trojans, etc., to destroy your data or otherwise impair the operation of your computer system. Software piracy. You can install pirated software on a computer, and these can include viruses and malware and so on. However, it also takes money away from software developers and can incur large fines for companies found with pirated software on their computers. Environmental events can cause damage, such as floods and fire, and so on. You can also have accidental damage through either accidentally breaking some form of computer equipment or accidentally deleting content, etc. There are a number of methods to secure data as well, and these include things such as physical barriers, so doors and locks. They're really important, but most people overlook them when they think about security methods. We look at logins and passwords. Key cards, so physically having a device that you scan onto a reader. Firewalls, which can be both software and hardware based, to prevent unauthorized access of your data. Biometrics, such as fingerprint readers and iris scanners. Encryption, so having your data encoded so that it can only be read by a certain program or using a certain password. A screening of employees, so making sure your employees are who they say they are and are responsible enough to use your data and do not pose a security risk. And also having good backup procedures, so if something does go wrong, you can always access your data and probably not have too much downtime or lose too much data.